And I've got stuff all over the place. I need another. I need to get a bigger TV. I need 2 big screen TVs in front of me. So if you want the period, you take 2 pi and put it over b, and then you simplify it. So the period of this function is 4 pi. This right here is your horizontal shift, but with trigonometric functions, it's called a phase shift. And a negative pi over 6 means pi over 6 to the right.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So whenever we're trying to, or at least for me, whenever I try to enter in the phase shift as pi over 6, it doesn't give me the option to put in a pi.
I'm trying to figure that out on the homework question you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have not been able to figure that out yet. I'm trying to figure that out, and when I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Okay, I just want to make sure like we were on the same page.
Yeah. I do realize that those are some funky questions. Let me see what I can figure out on that. Sometimes when it's 4 pi, I mean, if it's even, it's okay, but the pi over 6, it messes people up on the homework, and I've got to figure that out. So
yes,
give me I'll try to figure that out for you Tuesday.
All right, thank you.
Okay. And this is like number 9.6, 47, and 51. So 47, I'll write down 47 for you. And I'm just going to, these are some of the most sent questions. So I'm just kind of going over because there was 2 or 3 questions on each of these. So I just made it into one. So the given function is y is equal to 1/2. This is like 47. Y is equal to 1/2 cosine of 1/3 x minus pi over 12. Now this would be a test question, but I would not ask you to graph it on the test because unless it was a better graph than what you're talking about, Mr. Michelle, because those are kind of quirky. Those graphs where you can't put the phase shift, they're kind of quirky. And I would suggest maybe taking pi and divide it by 6 or whatever. Did you try using the decimal, Mr. Michelle?
Yes, sir, I did, and it would still say that like I need the exact.
Well, after you did it 3 times, what did it give you as an answer?
I don't remember, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay.
I believe it would say like pi over 6, but
when you type in pi over 6, it wouldn't take it.
It wouldn't like let me type in pi over 6. Like it wouldn't give me the option to click a pi to enter in.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, I knew about that. So we'll work on that Tuesday. All right. So or I'll look at it if I get a chance. But I've got so many homework problems to go over. I need to really get on it. All right. So here, the first thing we do here is we got to factor out that b. We got to get a set of parentheses here with a number outside. So I'm going to factor out a 1/3. Y is equal to 1/2 cosine 1/3 x minus 1/3 divided by 1/3 multiplied by 3 over, so it's 3 pi over 12, which is pi over 4. Now, this, you can tell me everything I need to know, and what I will ask you for on the test from 9.6 and 9.7, I'll ask you to be able to graph it. And the second thing, I will ask you for the amplitude, which is 1/2. The period, which is equal to 2 pi divided by 1/3 multiplied by 3 over 1. That's going to be 6 pi. And then the phase shift. And the phase shift, you really don't have to even calculate. You just look. That's going to be pi over 4 to the right. Now, I picked out number 51, and this is your answers. Now, the reason I picked out 51 is because it has a little bit different look to it. I've got 3 of these because y'all sent me like 6 to 9 of these, and I just picked 3 of them, if that's fair. So this is number 51. 51, it looks a little bit different. Y is equal to -3 cosine of 1/4 x plus 1. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to rewrite it a little bit. And I'm going to rewrite a +0 here. So it's going to be y is equal to -3 cosine of 1/4 x plus 0 plus 1. And I'm going to put that in parentheses because therefore you'll see a little bit more detail. Because technically that looks like that. And that might help you out a little bit with the phase shift. So amplitude is equal to -3. And there's 2 parts here. Remember, the negative tells you that it's the inverse graph. The 3 tells you compression. So remember that. Okay, so I'm just going to put amplitude. The amplitude technically is +3 or 3, and the negative tells you that instead of cosine going like this, it's going to go the opposite. Okay, so the inverse, the negative tells you the opposite graph. Remember that. Phase shift is 0. There is no phase shift. What is this 1 out here by itself? Well, this is the horizontal shift. What's this out here not connected to the x? What is that?
The vertical shift.
Good job. Bring that from your parabolas. Shift is 1. And the period is equal to 2 pi over b, which is equal to 2 pi over 1/4, which is 8 pi. That is what I want you to be able to tell me, besides graphing on your calculator, 9.6 and 9.7. That's what got. One more. It looks like this one. And it looks like kind of like 55. Y is equal to 1/6 sine of 7 times x plus pi over 5. Now again, this one is pretty straightforward. Amplitude is equal to 1. Why do I have 1? I think that's wrong. Oh, I know why. I'm sorry. That 1/6, this is a plus. That's why I didn't write the plus down. I'm sorry. That's what messed me up. The original equation has a plus here, and I forgot to write it. I was thinking, why is that saying the amplitude is 1? Okay, I'm sorry. We need to rewrite this because this 1/6, since this is plus, this 1/6 needs to be over here. Okay? Because that is attached to the function. That 1/6 is attached to the function. So y is equal to sine 7x plus pi over 5 plus 1/6. Okay. Now there's nothing in front of the sine, so that means that there is a 1 there, because if it was 0, it would cancel out the whole thing. So it's got to be a 1. So our amplitude is equal to 1. Our phase shift is equal to pi over 5 left. Vertical shift is 1/6 up. And period is equal to, let's see, that'd be 2 pi over 7. So that's 3 questions out of 9.6 and 9.7. And I got another question out of 9.7, and it's like number 75. And let me get that out of the way. Let me see if I can find this one. I think it's 9.7. We'll see if I can find it on the, let's see, 111, 9.7. I'm looking on another screen so I can find it for you. 9.7. Y'all sent me like 3 of these, so I just picked one. So let me see if I can find the wording. The question says pretty much, let me see if this is the right one. Tangent or cotangent, yeah. All right, here's what the question looks like. And I'm just going to give you a quick look at it, because I don't know if I have this one or not, but that's what the question looks like. So go ahead and write that question down. Is it a test question? I doubt it, because first of all, I've never seen the question before. So I doubt that I've got it on the test, because I think it's one of those questions that they create in between semesters, just like the question you're talking about, Mr. Michelle, where the pi over 6 doesn't, you can't type it in. So I've got to look at that question along with this question. I've never seen it before. And it says the function determine, what is this an equation of? Well, that's where you need to look at the tangent and the cotangent, because and on your graphing calculator, and see what kind it is. Now, I drew this, and that's why I want to just show you. I think this is the right one. So I'm going to move this question now over to the side, or here is the question. All right. So if you take your calculator, let's just take your calculator and type in tangent. Y is equal, clear, and hit tangent. And it doesn't like it. Why? Tangent of X, whatever. Sorry. I wonder if it's in degree mode. Nope. Let me do Zoom Trig. Zoom, because I was in Math 109 before and we were doing some crazy graphs. So 7. There we go. All right, now see, that's the test question. You should be able to take now, okay, that's the tangent, because it looks like the tangent. All right. Now, how do you find, and it says, let me see, let me pull in the question again. And I've lost the question. Great. There it is. Bringing the question back in. So what is the answer? The answer is tangent. And you type in tangent of x. And I don't understand why it doesn't. Oh, 4. Okay, well, I haven't got that far yet. Okay. So, oh, that's all it asks. Okay, well, I'll show you how to get to 4. In this question that I got, first of all, they asked you to find the, let me get here. They ask you to find the, whether it's tan or cotan. So of course we match it up to our calculator and we find out that it's the tan. All right, now with the tangent, like I said right here, has a period from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. So this distance right here is pi over 2, and this distance right here is pi over 2. So if I want to find the total cycle, that would be pi over 2 plus pi over 2, which gives you pi. Now, these points right here are your pi over 4 and 6, pi over 4 and 6. This right here, the 6, is going to give you a is equal to 6 right there. And the tan of pi over 4, if you was to do tan of pi over 4 in your calculator, that's equal to 1. So since the tan is equal to 1 and you've got a 6, your amplitude is going to be 6. This is not a test question. This is just one of those questions that and like I say, I just have seen it for the first time this semester. So I would do as best I could on it. Make sure you can graph it. Okay. There was another question sent. I want to get to the 10.3 questions because those are more important, 10.2 and 10.3. And let me get to those. And they are right here. Well, hold on a second. Okay, here's one. I've got, you ought to say, I got questions everywhere. All right, one question says this. It says use an identity to write the following expression as a single trigonometric function. 1/10 minus 1/5 sine squared of 51.3 degrees. Okay, the first thing I would do on this problem is factor out a 1/10. Okay, because you want it to look like one of the identities. And the identity you're thinking about, I'm gonna put it in pink or orange, is 1 minus 2 sine of theta. Because you got this look right here of something minus something sine of theta. So if you could get a 2 right here, then that would make things a whole lot easier. Now, how do you know to do that? Because you got your cheat sheet sitting beside you while you're doing this, okay? And you know that you can't use a double angle identity for that because you can't do 51.3 degrees in your identities. You're going to have to do that on a calculator. So you know your final answer on this problem is going to have 51.3 degrees in it in some form because you can't do this with the special angles. Okay, so you need to highlight this right here in pink and say to yourself, well, I can't do anything with this because that's a decimal. So the best I can do is simplify. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Okay. In some of our identities, we can take our special angles and we can actually get it down to a number. This problem right here is no can do. You're just going to simplify it using one of your identities. And the one that you're going to use, and the more advanced your identities are, the more advanced your numbers are going to be. So you know this one is not going to be like a double angle identity, or it's not going to be a Pythagorean identity. It's going to be one of those that are on further down, and you want it to look something like that. Now, if you pull up, and I'm going to go find what I sent you several weeks ago. Let's see, where is I'm looking for the cheat sheet. Good gracious, I sent it way back, didn't I? Well, I can't find it right now, but anyway, I sent y'all a cheat sheet, and it was the green cheat sheet. Maybe it's under files. I'm looking for it right now. Just hold on. Should be Trig Identity cheat sheet. There it is. So I'm pulling it up right now so you can see it. There it is. So here's what I sent y'all. You know it's not any of these, okay? And you know it's not these, and you know it's not these. So it's going to be between these right here and these right here. Well, you know it's not these, because these are the special identities, and these are usually the special identities. So it's going to fall right in here. And this is probably this one right here. And that's equal to the cosine of 2 theta. Okay? So we want it to look like one of those. So I'm going to factor out that 1/10. And when I factor that 1/10 out, I get 1 minus 2 sine squared of 51.3 degrees. Well, the cosine of 2 theta is equal to this. So this is equal to that. So if that is equal to this, then theta is 51.3, and you just take that 51.3 and plug it in for theta. So 1/10 times the cosine of 2 times 51.3. And that's 1/10 cosine. What is that? 50 and 50, that's 102.6. Does that sound right? Now that's a test question, or it could be a test question. So I'm going to give you another one. And I can't tell you which one it is, but this is another one of y'all's homework questions that y'all sent me. It's like this one. And this one says 1/6 minus 1/3 sine squared of 45.4 degrees. Factor out the 1/6. And that's going to give you 1 minus 2. Oops, I screwed that up. Sorry. 1/6 minus 1/3 sine squared 45.4 degrees. Factor out a 1/6. 1 minus 2 sine squared 45.4. And that looks like the cosine, so that 1/6 times cosine of 2 times 45.4, 1/6 cosine of 90.8. So I can't remember who sent these questions, but what I did, like I said, I keep saying it over and over. I don't want to, I just went through and I saw 5 questions and I just picked 1 or 2. So hopefully I'm covering most of y'all's questions by just covering the ones that I went through and picked. Okay, let's see this question. I think we already covered this one. Let me look and see. I think, let's see, 10.3. Or 10.2. Let me see if this is 10.2. Because y'all send them, let's see, 10.2. Okay, this is 10.2. This question right here, let me show you, is 10.2. It's a video question. Number 2, and it's number 20 on your homework. Okay, 10.2, number 20 on your homework. And they give you a video, and I think it's the woman, and she's telling you about the revolutions on I don't know what it is. Let me look it up right quick and see what she. It's got a video with it. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
There it is. Y'all seen that little woman right there, and she writes on a clear screen. Well, the first part of the question doesn't have anything to do with what you're doing. Okay? The third part does. Okay? So I'm just going to kind of ignore the video because we really don't need that. Okay? They want you to watch the video so you can see the application of the cosine of A minus B. Now, they're telling you, if this was a test question without the video, they're telling you which identity to use. Okay, so you go to your handy dandy identity sheet or whatever that I'm trying to find right now. And of course, it's not going to pull it up. Let me just pull up Trig Identities on my. There it is. So you go to your cosine of A minus B. Where's the cosine of A minus B? Here it is. I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait a minute. There it is. Cosine of A minus B right here. Sum and difference. So the cosine of A minus B is equal to the cosine of A, cosine of B, plus the sine of A, sine of B. So you got your cheat sheet right there. And the question says cosine of A minus B. So you go to your cosine and you get cosine of A minus B is equal to that. And that's going to give you cosine. So I'm going to do it for you. So the cosine of 0 minus alpha is going to be equal to the cosine of 0, cosine of alpha, plus the sine of 0 times the sine of alpha. And we're going to draw our little unit circle right here. And 0 degrees is right here. What is the cosine and the sine of 0 degrees? Well, in the one direction, that's 1. So 1 comma 0. So the sine is equal to 1. And the cosine is equal to 1, and the sine is equal to 0. So now we just plug in what? Plug and chug. 1 times cosine of alpha plus 0 times the sine of alpha equals cosine of alpha. And that's it. So on this type question, what do you do on this type question? Anybody want to take a guess?
They freak out.
They freak out. Okay. So first of all, the video is just to show you how to apply this. Okay. Second of all, you take your cheat sheet, you find cosine of A minus B. I'm sorry. There it is right there. The video is watch the video and humor the publisher and just make them happy. And then you don't even need to watch it because they give you the identity to use. There's the identity right there. And you just pull up your handy dandy, and I can't find it right now, your handy dandy cheat sheet, and it's down here. And you plug and chug. So I'm going to type in cosine of alpha, and you feel good about yourself. Now, this one I would put on a test, not the video. Okay, if I can find one in the homework that just has this, okay, or just has express cosine as a single variable, then I would do that because technically it's not a lot of work. And like you said, Mr. Michelle, people freak out. Okay, I did that problem. Here's the problem I would give you on a test right here. And this one was sent several times, and we may have went over this. Okay, let's see if I can find it now. Because there's so many. Nope, I've already done that one. And see, there's a lot of repetition in these. That's why I'm just going through and picking one out of each. Pi over 2, 9 over 41. Okay, I think we've done one like this, but I'm going to write it on the sheet right here because I think I did one like this last week. It says use a half number identity. Let me write the directions. Use half number identity to find an expression for the exact value of the following. Find an expression for the following. To find expression for the following. And they say tan of x over 2 given sine of x is equal to 9 over 41. And they want you to find tangent of x over 2. All right, so write that down. And they also tell you that it is, but I'm going to write this down in pink. They tell you that the function is between pi over 2 and pi, and that's important. Okay, so write that down. There's the function. They want tangent of pi. They want you to find tangent of x over 2, given that the sine of x is equal to 9 over 41. Now, did I not cover? I think I covered one like this last week, didn't I? Or the last time we met? Somebody look in your notes and see.
It might have been, I think so.
I hope it's not the same numbers. I don't think it was.
No, sir. I think it had to do more of like with sine and cosine.
Okay.
Not tangent, though.
Okay, that's why I'm picking this one, because it had tangent. All right, so first thing you do, I want you to write down, find where you what? Find where you are. Remember I told you, when you're dealing with trigonometry, that right there is your first obstacle. Right now, you don't know where you are. So you got to find out where you are. Don't even worry about what the question's asking. So what are you going to go to find out where you are? Somebody tell me, what do you go to find out where you are?
The cheat sheet.
No, not yet.
You draw a triangle.
I'm sorry, what?
Draw a triangle.
Okay, keep going. Off of what?
Off the unit circle.
Okay, yeah, but what in the question? Something in the question.
The well, it gives you sine of
Yeah,
x.
sine of x right here. So I'm going to highlight this right here in orange. And that tells you where you are, along with that pink. Along with the pink up here. These two things. What do you mean, Hubert? Well, sine of x is equal to 9 over 41. And what is 9 over 41? Oscar had. So we're going to take our handy dandy, and we know that this, somebody tell me what quadrant this is.
The second.
Good job. Second quadrant. So therefore we know we're right here. So I'm going to draw me a, let's see, what color have I not used? Blue. I'm going to draw a blue triangle over here. And that blue triangle is going to be in the second quadrant. And we have the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 41. We know that's positive all the time, so it's 41. And the opposite is 9. And we know that's positive. So therefore, the adjacent is going to be what? Negative. So now we just got to use the Pythagorean Theorem. And adjacent is equal to the square root of 41 squared minus 9 squared. Somebody calculate that for me, please. Take a minute and calculate that for me.
$40.
40, good job, that's what I got. So our adjacent is 40. Okay, now I want you to write down, after you do that triangle, I want you to write down the cosine and the tangent. Because we haven't decided what we need, but we need to write down what we have. We've already got the sine. So now we need to write down the cosine and the tangent. I'm going to get another highlighter. And I hadn't used yellow, so I'm going to highlight this. Okay, so cosine, Oscar had a hunk. So that's going to be negative 40 over 41 of apple. Of is 9 over negative 40. So we've got all we need to do anything we want to with the identities that use sine, cosine, and tangent. Now it tells us which one to use. It tells us to use the half angle or half number, sorry. So let's go over to our cheat sheet. I'm trying to show y'all the method y'all should be using. I mean, find out where you are, then 2, this is 2 right here. 2, find what's left. You're given the sine. And I told you the 3 most important is the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. So you got to find what's left. After you find out where you are, you got to find out what's left. And the third cheat sheet. Cheat sheet tells us the half number. They call it the half angle or half number. Okay? And we need tangent. And there it is right there. Let's see, the sine, let's see, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why don't they have the half numbers on here? Oh, shoot. I thought they had everything on there. Hold on a second. Half number identity. Half number identity. That's what it says.
You have a work email.
Half number identity. I'm trying to find it on another cheat sheet. Let me just Google it right quick. Half number identity.
Would it be the same thing as the half angle identity?
Aren't they the same things?
That's what I thought it was. Okay.
Are they showing them as different identities?
Yeah, but okay, let me get this because you might need to add this on that cheat sheet don't have the derivations. Let me grab this right quick and save this and put this because this might help y'all. So save that image as half number deriv, D-E-R-I-V. In other words, they derive. Okay, and I'll put this on a Word document. Give me a second, y'all. I'm having to go from screen to screen.
You're good.
I know, I suck. All right. Let's go with Word. And I've got 3 monitors I'm looking at, and I'm having to go from one to the other. Insert picture, download. That might help you a little bit because it shows the derivations where the cheat sheet doesn't show the derivations. You see what I'm saying? Look back at your cheat sheet. I don't think it shows the derivations. So I'm going to save this as documents, and I'm going to call it half number deriv. And I'm going to send that to y'all right now. If I can find, I can't find half of anything right now. I've got y'all spread out all over the place, so I can't even find out. Let me see, get my chat back. Hold on. Yes, I talked to myself a good bit. Now I can't find my, oh, Lord have mercy. Now I can't find my, there you are. Chat. I'll just send it through the chat. And hopefully, document half number. Y'all let me know. I'm fixing to send it right now. Please let me know if you get it. Yes, no, maybe.
I don't see anything yet.
It should show up. I sent it. It says sending. So you'll get it. Can y'all see it on my board right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, y'all see it. That's all that matters, is as long as you see it. Okay, it said failed to send. Retry.
Your Facebook comment.
If you want to, you can just send it after class is over.
Okay. Anyway, y'all see it right there. I would use one of these right here. I'm going to use this one. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to take my handy dandy document cam, and I'm going to, I ain't got much room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to half this page. And I need the tan of x over 2. And the tan of x over 2 is, and I said I was going to use, you can use either, but I'm going to use sine right here. I'm going to use that one. Is equal to the sine of x over 1 plus the cosine of x. And if you solve this over here 2 or 3 different ways, you can get these two, but there's no sense in showing you. It's easier just to give you this, and you can use that. So I'm going to plug. So what is my sine of x? 9 over 41. 1. And what is the cosine of x? Negative 40 over 41. And now you can solve it. So as Dr. Harden would say, so that's 3 dots. He would always put the 3 dots. And I got 9. Somebody do the fractions for me and tell me if you got 9.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. Now I want you to go back now And I want you trying to find everything. I'm trying to find y'all's question there. I want y'all to do this one. So this one says the tan, you find the tan of x over 2 given the sine of x is equal to 4/5, and it's in the, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's in the second quadrant. All right, give y'all a minute because we don't have much time, but we'll try to finish this one problem. That's 5 or 6 questions that we did today. So give y'all a minute, and then I'll take the last minute to do the problem. And the first thing you're going to do, and I need to go ahead and, first thing you're going to do is find yourself. So we know it's in the second quadrant. And we know we got a big triangle. And we know that given the opposite Oscar had, so that means 5 here, 4 here, and we know that A is equal to the square root of 5 squared minus 4 squared. A is equal to the square root of 25 minus 16. A is equal to 3, but it's not positive 3, it's negative 3. And we know that the tan, we know since the sine is equal to Oscar had, cosine A hunk would be negative 3/5. And the tan is equal to of apple. So that would be negative 3/4. I'm sorry, negative 4/3. And since we know that we're looking for the tan of x over 2 is equal to the sine of x over 1 plus cosine of x. So that's going to be, the cosine is, the sine is 4/5 over 1 minus 3/5. Well, that's going to be 5/5 minus 3/5 is 2/5, which is multiplied by 5 over 2, which is equal to 2. So as you can see, once you find out where you are, and I'm going to put that in green. I don't know if I can find my green highlighter. I've lost it. It's awful. I've lost my green highlighter. Oh well. Once you find out where you are, the rest by the cheat sheet is plug and what? Plug and chug. So what you need to start doing as a student is you need to start doing this then that, then this. Now, is it going to hit you like a brick? No, it's not going to hit you like a brick the first time. It takes a couple of problems you have to do and keep at it. I hope that helps. I mean, I only did like 5 or 6 questions, but I had to do, I'm trying to do as many questions as I can that y'all are sending and not be repetitive and not overlook y'all. So I hope that we'll probably get one more day of questions before we start testing. So probably next week we'll have a test Thursday because I need to get you on law of sines and law of cosines and a couple of other sections before we start winding down the semester.
Okay. What chapters would the test be on?
Right now, just 9.1, 9.6, 9.7, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. And you're talking about maybe 2 questions out of 9.6 and 9.7, 2 to 4.
Okay, just want to make
sure. The rest of
Thank
it's
you.
going to be identities, and you'll see that when we go over the test. Let me check the, the attendance right quick. And like I say, hold on a minute, I've got everything scattered all over the place. Sometimes having 3 monitors is not a good thing. Some of y'all might have 2 or 3 monitors, and sometimes it's a pain. Attendance tracker. You turn this off and turn the recorder off.